victory, until the destruction of Hamas, and that nothing will stop us as we proceed with that sophistication that he praised to restore security to the people of Israel and bring to justice the 10-7 monsters. That's the end of today's briefing. We'll now take your questions. Thank you.
Williams, Zenga International News Service, Washington, D.C. While the U.S. and Israel debate the best way to achieve the mutual goal of winning the war, isn't the biggest story how, at the order of President Biden, the United States Central Command, CENTCOM, to work with the IDF since October 7th terror attack, CENTCOM has been assisting the IDF on everything from high-tech satellite to plan the dangerous street-to-street fighting being done by the IDF in Gaza. CENTCOM and the IDF are working in lockstep to bring the hostages home, defeat Hamas, and reduce the number of innocent people killed in Gaza. Isn't that the bigger story than the political theater going on now?
Jim, as a journalist, that sounds like an excellent story for you to cover. As we said, we thank the United States for the unprecedented cooperation between our nations as we see eye to eye about the need to continue this war until it ends with the end of Hamas.
Question from Joel Pollack, Breitbart News. Number one, celebrities such as Taylor Swift have attended fundraisers for Gaza without commenting on the atrocities of October 7th. Would you welcome Taylor Swift to visit Israel to see the affected communities? And secondly, could you comment on the UK travel ban on what it calls...
All right, good late morning to you. Friday Eve here, this Thursday. Tell you what, definitely looking better out there today than yesterday, right? Yesterday we had a few drizzles around, held temperatures down into the upper 50s and low 60s. Today we are getting some temporary drying. I mean, it's not completely sunny, but we have enough sunshine coming through now. I'm glad that you're joining us because we're going to be talking a lot about some rain that's on the way for us tomorrow. It's going to end up messing with your afternoon and evening plans for tomorrow, which is a big day. You know, a lot of the kids, it's their last day before winter break, Christmas vacation, and all of that good stuff. So right now it is partly to mostly cloudy. The latest temperature in Houston is 63, and we have a breeze coming in from the east at 10. That's also maintaining a low dew point for us, so the air feels nice and dry. It's really not a bad day out there at all. We actually should continue to see the clouds break up a little bit more and have a bit more sunshine for the rest of the afternoon. Isolated drizzle may still be spotted out there for you well to the west and to the south of Houston. But other than that, we're looking for temperatures to be dropping down into the upper 50s after sunset, after we top out around the upper 60s for today. So here's a look at the wind coming in from the east right now along the coastline, blowing a little bit more swiftly. Right now on the island, we have a northeast wind at 21 miles per hour. Lots of temperatures here to look at, but they don't vary that much. So right now, Pearland with a little bit of cloud cover, you're at 61. A little bit more sunshine in Baytown at 66 degrees. Up to the north, Huntsville still pretty chilly at 60, and out to the west, more of the same. A lot of low and middle 60s. Temps now, though, compared to this time yesterday, definitely warmer, and a lot of that has to do with not only the cloud cover but the rain that we have across the area yesterday compared to right now, which is not that much. So just about everybody is running a bit warmer than yesterday. Again, minus the rain. We're at a +4 to +9 right now compared to where we were this time yesterday. All right, we have designated Friday as a Fox 26 Storm Alert Day. So that means that you can expect thunderstorms in the area, some of which could even be on the strong side. So we'll call them hefty storms by tomorrow evening. And after a great day today, rain is likely to come in by tomorrow afternoon. May even see a few morning sprinkles or drizzles, but it looks like the chance for thunderstorms really picks up in the afternoon. And then we are looking for a line of storms in the evening. Here's the rainfall forecast from the GFS computer model over the next 5 days. Now, all the rain that is showing here is pretty much going to be today, tomorrow. For most locations. And so off toward the north, they'll get some rain today. For us today, peaks of sun, really pretty quiet tomorrow. Storms are likely with a line coming through. There may be a little bit of lingering rain early Saturday, and then we'll start to get kind of breezy and dry out gradually on Saturday. And then Sunday and Monday are looking cool and dry. So here's what's happening around the state right now, and you can definitely see things are changing. So while we're in the low 60s here, you go over to the Panhandle, it's 36 in Amarillo, and there actually is some snow in the area, especially off toward the north of Amarillo. There'll be some snow, and eventually we're going to have an area of low pressure zip through the area tomorrow, bringing us our line of thunderstorms. High temperatures today, middle and some upper 60s here. The high temperature out there in far northwest Texas, only 37. Now fast forwarding to tomorrow, so here's the front that's going to be approaching us. This is the approximate afternoon position of the front at about 3 in the afternoon. So we're looking for upper 60s here, maybe 70, lots of middle 70s to the south, and then high temperatures chillier for communities out in West Texas and Northwest Texas. Now notice it's not Arctic. It's not really all that freezing cold, but it is definitely cooler. And where the cooler air meets the warmer air, that's where you have the lift created in the atmosphere. This is a look at the clouds out there right now, and we do have less cloud cover than yesterday, as I mentioned, and some peaks of sun helping to warm things up. So, you know, down there in Angleton, Lake Jackson, you've got some sun, 65 degrees. So really not bad at all. All right, so there's a lot more going on, though, than just the line of storms that's expected here as we head into the day tomorrow. Things are getting pretty active in a lot of locations, including the chance for thunderstorms in Dallas, and they may get it by tomorrow morning and afternoon. Chance for severe there, and also a chance for severe weather off to our east. But really right now we're just included in this what's called the general thunderstorm risk area, which means that widespread severe weather is unlikely. Of course, there's always a chance for an isolated severe thunderstorm. What would the primary risk be? Mostly wind. As this line comes through tomorrow, we'll have a chance for some high winds. Look what's happening out here across the Gulf of Mexico. It's like completely socked in with cloud cover. And this is part of a system that's going to be spinning up and developing and affecting Florida over the weekend, and it's going to be kind of pushed away from us by the front that's going to be moving through our area. The winds are already picking up. These are recent wind gusts. Miami getting a wind gust at 36 miles per hour, Key West about 32, and that's actually going to get windier and windier and windier as they head into the day on Saturday. It really looks like they're going to have a pretty nasty day across Florida Saturday, and then that area of low pressure is going to move up the east coast of the U.S. Sunday. So if you have any travel plans, you know, getting the holiday vacation, you know, kicked off, and maybe you're going to Orlando or Miami or someplace like that, looking pretty nasty tomorrow. So maybe some flight delays there. This is the big spin in the atmosphere that's creating some snow across parts of Colorado and New Mexico, and it's also what's going to be driving a lot of the action as we head into tomorrow around here. What about flooding? Talked about the chance for some strong thunderstorms and the primary threat being wind. There also is a slight threat that there'll be a little bit of localized street flooding. I mean, anytime we have thunderstorms around here, you can get some local street flooding, right? Well, tomorrow we're in the category that is sort of the low end of the threat category. So it's not zero, but some heavy rain certainly is possible. New drought numbers came out this morning. This is the brand new map that was just released this morning, and it doesn't show too many changes. They really do desperately need the rain out along that I-35 corridor and heading out to the hill country. Not a ton of rain headed their way, but a little bit. We have broken out of the drought across most of our area, but Beaumont, Orange, Port Arthur, that area out toward the east still experience, which is nice. All right, here's a look at the Futurecast, and this will detail some of the stormy weather headed our way. So for the rest of the day today and most of tonight, we should be in pretty good shape. I want to pause this here late tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening. So this is 5:30 when we start to see some thunderstorms developing across the area, and then we have this front moving in from the northwest. That blows through here between around, let's say, 8 p.m. and midnight. It looks like approximately. Now, if the system slows down a little bit, I have this pause here 6:30 on Saturday morning. Some of this may linger into early in the day on Saturday. Can't rule that out. After it moves through here, it starts to interact with this really strong developing area of low pressure. So as I mentioned, heading into Saturday, it really looks like a washout with some high winds over here across Florida. And then eventually that low is going to make its way up the east coast of the U.S. And I think it's going to create some travel delays for flights across the country. Anything that goes through the east coast coming up on Sunday. How much rain could fall? Well, here's the latest run of what is called our a graph computer model. It says Euro there, but this is the graph, which is showing rainfall amounts, maybe a few isolated spots getting that 2 to 3 inch category, but by and large, a lot of 1 to 2 inch rainfall totals across the area. So for the rest of the day today, enjoy it. It should be pretty nice out there. Probably the nicest day we're going to have for a little while, because after the front passes through, it'll dry out, but it's going to be kind of on the chilly side. So we're looking for middle 60s and some upper 60s for this afternoon. Now tonight, lows will drop down into the upper 40s and low 50s. And we'll start to get a little bit breezier too. Storms begin as we head after lunchtime tomorrow, and then should start to pick up in intensity as we head toward around 5 p.m. And then here's a look at the front, which will be moving through between about 8 p.m. and midnight. How's it going to affect our temperatures? Well, here we go over the next 7 days. Today about 67. Tomorrow also roughly 67. Now here comes the stormy weather, followed by a front. That high temperature outlook, only about 60 degrees on Saturday and windy, about 64 here on Sunday, and then hanging around the middle 60s and upper 60s as we head into next week. So overall, lots of 60s ahead, which, you know what, is average for December. So really the only big issue coming in there is that front that will be moving through tomorrow. Fox 26 weather app is an important thing to have on your phone. If there are any advisories for your area, whether it's related to flooding or severe weather, it will let you know. And of course, you could also keep up with us on our website and of course over the air, where we'll be broadcasting Fox 26 News at noon coming up in just about 20 minutes. So I hope to see you then.